this cost part changing the equation for building.
If the video hallucinates the action.
Performance and cost. So I'd be curious how you see this cost part changing the equation for builders.
The benefit of cost, it comes in a couple of different ways. I happen to think that when you have cost-effective intelligence, people just use more of it. When you have a cost-effective agent, then you can iterate across a larger search space. And as a result, the answer could actually be better. And in the case of Nemotron, it's cost-effective because it's so fast. It's so computationally efficient. When it's computationally efficient, it could explore larger spaces. And it's no different than when somebody can think fast, you could explore more space. When you can try things more quickly, you can find a better answer.
You know, in line with this idea of personal superintelligence, we really care about building these agents that are able to empower consumers, so empower billions and billions of people all around the world, as well as empower businesses. You know, we have Meta's kind of this incredible ecosystem. We have the billions and billions of users, which I think everyone knows about, but we also have hundreds of millions of businesses on our platforms that, you know, use Meta to run and operate their businesses. And so we really care a lot about building towards this future where we're able to build very powerful agents that empower and enable every one of both the consumers and the businesses on our platforms, and build kind of this new agentic ecosystem.
This will be true in a business context, right? You imagine, for example, having imagine you have a PhD in every field coworker, Nobel Prizes, multiple of them, and you hire one of these, you hire 100 of them, and you don't invite them to any meetings. They're not going to be very useful. And so there's something about how do you get context into the AI, and not just statically, but dynamically, right? As context evolves, as your business processes evolve, how do you have a context layer that is accessible to an AI that lets the AI operate to the extent of that raw intelligence? And so finding ways to make that AI be accessible.
Their interests and values. And that's a new way of thinking about software. It's not simply that your job anymore is like, make a beautiful user experience, or like, make a product that passes its whole test suite and you've got good test coverage. It's like us having to think really quite hard about, what does it mean to build trustworthy software? Because until you get to real trustworthiness, like no one's going to like give work to these software systems to do fully autonomously on their behalf.
There's a couple of things here. Years ago, AI systems used to hallucinate. They used to make stuff up a lot. And it's basically because we train AI systems to be like a contestant on Jeopardy. Right. They want to hit the buzzer. The moment you say something they want to answer, it took a lot of work to say to them, it's totally reasonable to hit the buzzer and say, I don't know, or to not answer it.
Like product thinking about what the agent should act. Because this is another thing, like agents can do anything, but they shouldn't do everything. No. They should do like what you want them to do. And so being able to being forced to come up with like, hey, these are 10 questions that we expect the agent to get asked. This is what we think a good response is for each of them. This is what a bad response is for each of them. That's a really good kind of like mental model for kind of like coming up with what these agents should do.
Using this software for like 4 months now, I kind of trust it now. Like, I've realized that the thing I care most about isn't that an expert wrote the code. I care that a real human being has actually been using it for longer than like 2 hours, and it's sort of built up that, like, over time, that trust in the software gets built up.
So one big message from my talk is that if you want to use world models, do not work on video generation. This is a different problem, okay? If you want to produce cute videos, work on video generation. But if you want to like control robots or industrial processes or understand the world, do not work on generation.
These meta capabilities, they're not math or coding. They're like kind of what are the traits or attributes of intelligence, and can these models do it, right? So actually the ability to continually learn or learn from experience very efficiently, that would be one, in context learning, we used to call them meta learning, whatever, right? This is a capability that I can sort of measure or feel, and probably it's not super good yet.
As a robot executes, we can visualize what it's dreaming about. And the correlation is very tight. If the video prediction works, the action works. If the video hallucinates, the action fails. So once again, vision and action are now first-class citizens.